Darling, you send me, I know you.
Reward management. In exchanges for the service, employer pays employee the reward. The reward people receives for their contributions to an organization includes monetary and non-monetary components.
Data collection method. Observation, interviews, work, sampling, questionnaires, standardized instruments.
Standard instruments. These are numbers of standard quantitative methods of job analysis. The two common are position analysis questionnaire and functional job analysis.
Position analysis questionnaire requires that each job be analyzed with regards to 194 specific tasks, commonly found in many jobs. It uses 6 scales to determine the degree to which these standards tasks are performed in the job being analyzed. Functional job analysis. Examine the degree to which people, data, and things are involved in the function of the job. Job description. A list of tasks, duties, and responsibilities that a particular job entails.
Job specification refers mostly to the so-called soft skills that the job holder must have in order to successfully complete the task of the position. The statement of employee characteristics and qualifications required for satisfactory performance of defined duties and tasks comprising a specific job or function. Job evaluation is the tool used to evaluate the worth of each job in the organization and in today's labor market. There are 3 basic methods of job evaluation: the ranking method, classification method, and factor comparison method. Ranking method. Jobs are arranged from highest to lowest in order of their value or merit to the organization. This method is highly subjective in nature and employees may disagree with the evaluation. Factor comparison method. Scientific and systematic method of job evaluation. Each job is ranked according to series of factors. Pay will be assigned in this method by comparing weights of the factor required for each job. Advantages of factor comparison method: analytic and objective, reliable and valid, as each job is compared with all other jobs in terms of key factors. Money values are assigned in a fair way based on an agreed rank order fixed by the job evaluation committee. Flexible, since there is no upper limitation on the rating of a factor. Disadvantages of factor comparison method: difficult to understand, explain, and operate, time-consuming and costly. Point method, the mostly wide-used method. Points are assigned to each factor after prioritizing each factor in the order of importance. Advantages of point method: it forces raters to look into all key factors and sub-factors of a job. Point values are assigned to all factors in systematic way, eliminating bias every stage. Reliable, because raters using similar criteria will get more or less similar answers. Disadvantages of point method: it is complex. It is time-consuming process.
The Hay Job Evaluation System. Job evaluation help employers to analyze jobs and their contribution to the achievement of the organization's ultimate goal. The data is then used to determine that positions place in the organization comprehensive pay scale. The primary components of job evaluation system: know-how, problem solving, accountability. Developing a pay structure and pay philosophy. A pay philosophy is a company's commitment, how it values employees, gives the company and the employee a frame of reference when discussing it. The goal of pay philosophy is to attract, retain, and motivate employees. Broad banding. A grading structure that falls between using spot salaries versus many job grades. Reduce the emphasis on status or hierarchy and place more of an emphasis lateral job movements within the company.
So I am considering from the employer's perspective why rewards management is so important, and I understand that it is because I need to attract and retain good employees, and rewards management forms a part of that. But, I also need to be able to afford it and maintain it. It needs to be easy to administer. And I have to consider whether or not I am rewarding people enough to encourage them to put in more effort for the organization. Successful implementation of an effective reward management system is uncommon. So it needs to be fairly simple. I also need to think about how rewards management policies will support the overall goals of the organization. I need to consider looking at analyzing levels and jobs to see how I could classify them and reward them appropriately. I can go back and look at the performance appraisals that we did to determine whether or not the person has achieved their goals, and potentially they could receive more reward. I also know that my level of rewards management will influence how many people are attracted to work for my organization and the reasons, but also how I manage to keep my good people. I also need to think about third parties involved in rewards management. So, people like the unions and any kind of collective relations that we might have. Other measures will also impact, so I need to think about things like non-monetary incentives, and consider how I could use employee satisfaction surveys to determine where I need work on areas to improve my rewards management. I think the most important thing is I consider that it be fair and equitable and transparent. Something to think about.